Young readers ask, wasn't there anybody in history like me? My telling of the Lincolns' lives is an attempt to answer with a resounding yes. More than anything, I wanted to give my readers an Abraham Lincoln who smelled of wood smoke, who told jokes too naughty to repeat in a children's book or in an acceptance speech, who suffered from sore feet and loved cats. In short, I wanted them to meet my Abraham Lincoln, my Central Illinois neighbor, my old friend. How? Through small moments. History is found in small moments. It's those dinner table conversations and shopping receipts that draw young people directly into the lives of people from the past. We recognize these moments. Intimate and authentic, small moments allow us to peek into a person's heart and soul, and in doing so, change what we know about history. It happened to me. During the course of my research, I came across this small moment. On February 12th, 1843, Mary Lincoln, married at just 3 months, baked a small cake, wrapped a few presents, and invited a handful of friends to Lincoln's rented room at the Globe Tavern to celebrate her husband's 34th birthday. Before cutting the cake, she made this loving little speech. I am so glad you have a birthday. I feel so grateful to your mother. I was charmed and bewildered by that moment, charmed by the almost girlish expression of love, bewildered that it had been spoken by Mary Lincoln. Everyone knew Mary Lincoln was volatile, a shrew, insane, right? And then I felt the first stirrings of that question that changes everything, the question that once raised never lets go. Huh? Really? That small moment forced me to take a fresh look at the historical record, to question it, to delve beneath legend and rumor and the accepted version, to discover the truth as best I could. And so many of those moments startled and amazed me, but none more so than this one. In June of 1858, Lincoln prepared to give a speech in front of the Republican Convention in Springfield. He'd been thinking about it for weeks, scribbling notes and squirreling them away in his stovepipe hat. And when he finally showed that finished speech to his most trusted friends, all of them suggest that he cut the opening lines. They are too incendiary, Lincoln's friends said, too ahead of their time. So then Abraham asked Mary. I can see them. I can see him reading it to her as she sits on that horsehair sofa in their front parlor. She's shooed away the boys and has taken that pot of chicken and dumplings, Lincoln's favorite, off the stove, and as she's giving him her full attention. And when he finishes, she gives her opinion. She says, give the speech as written. Keep those opening lines. It will make you president. Lincoln took her advice. He didn't change a word. Days later, he gave his speech. It began. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe that government cannot endure, permanently half slave and half free. I'm standing up here now, I'm thinking, it takes my breath away. Doesn't it? It takes my breath away. Those words, those hallowed words, are with us today because of an ordinary couple living an ordinary life, like yours and ours, like yours and mine, lives filled with work and bills and children. And this is the great improbability of the past, that all history truly does begin at home. I want to thank the committee for honoring my book with an award that I've held in esteem for more than 2 decades. And would one of you call Dr. Wood and ask her to put me on the reading list? Thanks also to Patty Ratchford and Lee Wade, those magnificent women of book design who always make me look so good. Thanks to Barbara Paris and Emily Seif, and the girls, as they're lovingly called at my house, Adrienne Weintraub, Tracy Lerner, Kelly Galvin, for promoting and hauling around those big, heavy Lincoln tomes. I want to thank my family and friends who came to share this event with me tonight, my son Scott and his lovely Danielle, and my friend Cindy Georgius and her lovely Jim, and my lovely friend April Bedford. I also have to thank Eric Roman, who, since the beginning of this project, has learned to good-naturedly put up with Abraham Lincoln puttering around in his life now, too. And speaking of puttering, we did some of our own last May. We went to Washington, D.C. for the rededication of the Lincoln Memorial. We just passed Ford's Theater on our way to the White House, on the way to the White House. We stopped to admire that great equestrian statue of William Tecumseh Sherman when my editor, Ann Schwartz, called with the astounding good news of this award, when I shouted and cheered and laughed. And then it occurred to me that Abraham Lincoln and I had come full circle. He was there with me that day. A lovely circle indeed. Thanks, old friend, I thought. And finally, last but never least, I must thank Ann Schwartz. She is the greatest treasure of my writing life. She's wise, kind, adventurous, and fiercely creative. This book's success truly is as much hers as it is mine. So I'll say it again. Thanks, old friend. Oh, I take out the old. Thank you.